my name is Omkar and I head the firmware and software division at Chara. As most of you know by now, Chara is an Indian company developing electric powertrains which are rare earth free, and I'm super proud of what we are doing, which is supporting the next gen electric vehicles made right out of India. As the head of firmware team, if I were to divide what I do and describe in detail, it starts with some discussions with cross-disciplinary teams like the mechanical team, hardware team, electromagnetic design team, such that we go into a debate and then come out with the scope of what individually we are supposed to do in different teams. Then I take the requirements from there and start implementing in the firmware along with my team. So this stage is the most peaceful time for any engineer who's working on code, where I just sit in front of the screen and start typing in the code. But the challenges here are to follow all the coding standards that are there for an automotive grade firmware. So in the next stage, when we go to actual testing of this firmware that I have written or my team has written onto the real hardware, this is where it gets really tough. We have to solve all the issues that come in the integration of hardware and firmware and the mechanical components. Then in one of the week, I might be working on a 70 kilowatt motor to test that on the dynamometer, whereas in the next week, I am onto the 3 kilowatt motor, which is supposed to run on a scooter. So this is where I keep juggling between different motors and controllers and try to make sure that whatever I or my team has written in firmware, that is executing seamlessly on the real hardware, and it is able to deliver the best possible performance from that particular motor. So now that the motor and the controller, along with the firmware that me and my team have written, once that is tested fully on the field in the vehicle, the next stage that comes is the release, which is the happiest stage for us, because we just have to release the firmware and let the other teams know that this firmware is suitable to be deployed in the production environment. After this is the interesting part, where we are now collecting a lot of field data from our vehicles, and our plan is to now run detailed analytics and machine learning algorithms so that we can make our motors intelligent, and we can actually predict what's going to happen with the motor before it even happens. So the kind of work that I get to do here is more on the side of machine learning and data analytics and signal processing. So this is where I get the experience or the exposure to a wide range of technologies, which is what makes me happy. Starting from the firmware, which runs in a real-time environment, all the way down to the core software, which is more on the machine learning and artificial intelligence side. So this is what makes my work interesting, and stay tuned for more updates on this.